From your local Houston BMW Center studios, welcome to the Public Affairs Podcast, addressing local issues that affect our nation and shape our world. I'm your host, KG Smooth, as we are winding down to the end of 2024. 2025 is about to start on up. Great time for you to start. You know, a lot of people like to reset at the beginning of the year. I say reset the moment that you've made the decision in your mind to do said thing, do it then. But with the top of the year, it being a calendar year, people like to reset. And I'm not mad at that. And one of those things that we reset on and want more of is money. We want the shmoney because we have probably swiped that credit card way too much for Christmas and Black Friday. I didn't even know that Black Friday was still a thing. Like had to do something here at the station that morning, and I went across the street to the Galleria Mall. It was 9 a.m. It was packed at 9 a.m. And then I was like, oh, COVID is over. Like, people are back at so it's still a thing. So with all of that money, I got some money, folks. I got the money team in the building with me. She is the branch manager for the Westheimer location of Premier America Credit Union. Now, Magic listeners, you all are familiar with Premier America Credit Union from the StreamYard episodes that are on our YouTube and our Facebook, on social media, these financial literacy conversations that we have had over the years. But this is Premier America Credit Union's first time on the Public Affairs Podcast. So, Porche, it's good to see you in person and not on a computer screen.
Yes, it's so good to be here. I'm super excited to be able to, spread the financial wealth amongst everybody.
Yes, because it's a very important thing. And I love when I have financial people on, and we're going to get into this conversation. But you also brought some reinforcement with Premier America Credit Union. You all also have some community business partners.
Absolutely.
And you've brought to share, which we'll talk to them in the conversation a little later. Mercedes Santos-Garay, who is with the West Houston Assistance Ministries. Welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
And the lovely Keisha Williams, who is the founder of Divine Connection. Welcome on the show.
Thank you so much.
I love the title
everybody.
of your organization,
Thank
Divine
you.
Connection.
Thank
I
you.
believe in divine connection,
Yes,
divine
sir.
time, and everything divine, like you all.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about this money, Portia.
Okay.
So when I have money people on, and I love getting everyone's answer because people have a different answer. When it comes to the responsibility of financial literacy and education, should the responsibility be held more in the educational system at school or at home? Because, school didn't set us up properly for when it comes to money, especially credit. Now, for me, in school, they told us what a checking account was, how to balance a checkbook. But no one ever talked about credit
Absolutely.
and how important that is. I'm very interested to know, when did this credit point system start? I know that credit has always been around and a thing, but this point system that turned it into a Candy Crush game, when that started. And so, they dropped the ball a lot when it came to finance. So from your perspective, experience, where do you think the responsibility lies? School or home?
Honestly, I think it's both, right? Because we can't put it all on the school, right? Because they're coming from an educational background, right? They are teaching us.
Well, let's say the truth. They're coming from a place of they're told what to
teach. True, but remember
indoctrinate, shall I say?
But remember back in the day, we had wood shop, sex education,
yes,
all that good stuff.
Right.
If you've noticed, that's kind of like going away.
Oh, it phased it out.
I think they need to bring it back along with financial literacy, right? Now, they don't have to get into the meats and potatoes, but I think people should know the basics and understand that knowing how to manage your money and also how important credit is it determines your way of life, essentially, right? Also for the parents. I mean, as a parent, I am going through the same thing. I have to be mindful of my finances. I have to keep my credit, up to par because, again, that goes with buying a home.
Right.
Even for Christmas, what if I need to get a small personal loan for Christmas gifts, right? So we should definitely, as parents, be mindful on how we manage our finances because it influences the way our children relate to money in the long run.
Yeah. It's funny how different, households and cultures, do different things differently. Growing up in a black household, mom and dad or grandma and grandpa, balancing the checkbook, paying the bill, sitting at the kitchen table with everything spread out, and you're coming over like, oh, what's this? Like, like stay in a child's place, type thing. In our community, we messing up the child's credit in the beginning, putting the light bill in their name. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really messing up.
Happened.
Meanwhile, in our counterparts community, what are they doing? They're putting their child on their credit card as an authorized user.
That's absolutely right. So
they already have some sort of credit. We're not taught these things.
No.
It's sad. But Premier America Credit Union, you guys are about the people. You're about the community. You're about education. People don't know the difference between a bank and a credit union.
Yes.
Can you please explain to the people the difference? Because there is a big one.
Okay, so there is just a very simple difference.
Yeah, for a 5-year-old. So a 5-year-old. Please imagine that we're talking to a bunch of 5-year-olds. So explain it as to where a 5-year-old can understand it because, people's comprehension nowadays, I'm concerned. Maybe Trump is on to something with getting rid of the Department of Education because the comprehension is incredible. Right. So yes, everybody explain it to where a 5-year-old can understand it because to me, that's the mentality of some folk out here. Go ahead.
So banks are for profit. Credit unions are not for profit, okay? Also, when it comes to credit union, because when you get a membership with us and you deposit the $1 with Premier America Credit Union.
$1?
$1, that's it. That's all it takes, okay? You are considered an owner, right? So banks have shareholders. We have members. This is what you call. You're not a customer. You're not a number. You are a member.
Do you peep the language?
Yes. And also, we have yearly town hall meetings where the members can actually voice their opinion and know what's going on inside the credit union. We also have to produce a financial statement every single month that is right here as soon as you walk in through our, when you walk into the credit union, so you can see how we spend our finances and know that we are putting, what we receive back into the community, back into our members.
Yeah, that's I love it. So much so that I am about to leave my commercial bank and sign up. I mean, I've been saying it for years, but
it's time.
It's really about to happen. Leave here. I'm actually going to follow Porche to Premier America Credit Union on Westheimer.
And we would love to have you.
And sign up and open that checking account. And also with that, you guys have a youth savings account program that is popping off. Perfect. As we are talking about financial education and literacy, set your child up. What is this about?
So, financial wellness doesn't have to start when you become an adult. It does not. Right now, we have this youth savings account that allows children to come in, deposit their money, and receive dividends on their money every single month.
Listen.
And the perk is that they actually get to see their dollars grow, right? So we're essentially saying the more you put into the bank, the more we're going to pay you out on dividends to encourage that habit of savings.
That's
right?
good.
Also, when they turn 13, now, parents, I know, don't freak out on me when I say this, they get a debit card. Also, they have access to their online banking as well. But again, this is so that they can visually see how they are managing their money and also using the same tools that us adults use, and they're starting early, understanding how to manage.
And please give your children the benefit of the doubt. They probably know more than you do because they're already on these apps and these games, be it on the computer or the game console or whatever, where things like what you are doing is just in a virtual, gaming world versus, this real world. So this is this is great. How can people be a part of it? Of course, become a member.
So you can always go to premieramerica.com. I'm located on 9630 Westheimer, Suite 850. And again, when you come in, you can definitely ask for me, Portia, but any one of my team members will be happy to help you and get you started.
So they're right there in that shopping center right there at Westheimer. Is that Gessner?
It's Gessner.
Westheimer and Gessner, where the Randall's is and Shaq's Big Chicken and all of that. That's to give you a landmark of where Premier America Credit Union is. You listen to the Public Affairs Podcast, and we're talking to Porche Kimble, who's the branch manager for the Westheimer location I just told you about for Premier America Credit Union. And you guys are also very involved in the community, which is why Mercedes and Keisha are here with the Community Partners program that you all have. First, ladies, welcome again. If each of you could tell me about your organization and how the partnership came about with Premier America Credit Union. Keisha, I'll start with you.
No problem. Again, thank you so much for having me. My nonprofit is Divine Connections. I always like to say that every connection is divine, right? So never take anyone or anybody that you meet for granted.
Absolutely.
We use those divine connections to work in the community, which allowed us to begin the flagship program, which is our Kings and Queens program. With that program, we do after school. We have starting at 6th to 8th graders as of right now. We're looking to expand that, of course. They come in, and I'm glad you brought up finances because that's one reason where we also partner with Premier America. Mm-hmm. We do financial workshops for them. I love talking about credit. I'm a credit specialist, so we teach our middle schoolers about credit.
Amazing.
Portia comes in and teaches them about checking, savings account. I have another partnership that comes in that actually shows them, hey, this is how you need to pick your career. If this is the career that you want to have, how do you budget with that monthly income? Some people come in and say, I want to do this, but the life that you're wanting to have, will it work with the career that you're having? So we kind of give them real life events. Also with Divine Connections, we touch on topics such as bullying, teen suicide, self-esteem, self-love. We have a human trafficking event. So the things that the schools are not teaching, I've even did a home ec class teaching them how to cook, what you should set your stoves to, how to wash clothes, So we are definitely looking to expand to more schools. Right now, we're located inside the Boys and Girls Club in Houston, Texas, across the street from Krista McCullough Middle School. So once they get out of school, they come across the street. We have these classes. We also have them do community events as well. We went into the colonnades. We really like to talk about not entitlement, but being able to show the acts of giving and the acts of thankfulness. So we have them go out and volunteer. They've done volunteer work with the Houston Food Bank. We've done volunteer work at the nursing facility. We did a sock drive with them. Doing a toy drive this year. So there are a lot of things that I like to bring to those youth that they're currently not learning in schools. So yes,
I love that.
We did miss out some things that leaving out of the schools, but we're
you
here.
All are filling the gaps.
Absolutely. Trying to fill that gap.
Definitely love it. There need to be more divine connections around because and maybe that's what we really need to get back to. Mm-hmm. Maybe get back to something like what Divine Connections does. Right. Community. Depending on us to do it.
That's
instead
right.
of the government who continues to play in your face.
Your face.
Cognitive dissonances, that's a whole other thing. Before I get to Mercedes, since you are a credit expert, when did the credit score system start? When did that come about?
Since I can remember, we've been needed credit.
Right, but I'm talking about the score. The score. When did that scoring system begin?
I don't remember it not being there.
Really? It's always been...
It's been there. It's been there. You go in
This
to
isn't
get
something that happened in the 80s that just came up in the 80s.
Well, I'm born in 81, so I don't know about all the way to the 80s now.
You know, well, I mean, you're the expert.
I'm a baby
know the
too.
History. That's all. I'm just interested. I don't remember my grandparents talking about credit scores. It was just something that I began hearing probably in passing, maybe in the late 90s.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering
You're
where.
really right about that, because I never heard my parents talk about a credit score either.
That's what I'm
But back in the day, I had to stay in a child's place, so it wasn't,
So I
couldn't
looked it
really
up.
ask.
It dates
Okay.
back to 1958.
See?
1958. Wow.
1958.
So, wow,
And
that's
then
crazy.
the FICO score the credit scoring model is dated back to 1958, but the FICO score was introduced in 1989.
Oh.
Look
at that.
So there we okay. So
There
the
you
fight.
go.
Okay, so 1980. I knew it had to be something. I know I ain't crazy around here. Also with Premier America and their community business partners is the West Houston Assistance Ministries. And Mercedes, tell us about West Houston Assistance Ministries and how you all got involved with Premier America.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we've been around since 1982 helping families in need. So they come to us in a crisis. They're either going, fighting food insecurity, they're fighting eviction, they're already homeless, some of them. They've lost jobs. And every time there's a disaster, they turn to organizations like us. So in any emergency, families who do not have a wealthy family behind them or big savings, they turn to organizations like West Houston Assistance Ministries, and we're there. We have the largest food pantry in West Houston. We help with rent, utilities, hotels. We help many domestic violence survivors, and we help with employment, finding jobs, getting your resume prepared to look for a better job maybe. We have financial literacy classes that we provide with our partners like Premier America. Mm-hmm. And we do things like certifications and scholarships to get vocational training. So like CNAs or CDL licenses.
Oh.
Something that will get you to obtain a better job and improve your life and become self-sufficient. That's what we want for our clients.
Indeed. So why are these partnerships important to Premier America, Portia?
Well,
they're very important. I mean, look at what these two just offer. Like that within itself is amazing. But why is it important for you guys to support these kind of businesses or organizations?
Because Premier America Credit Union is very passionate about investing back into the community. And so as the branch manager, I wanted to make sure that we are doing exactly what we're supposed to. We're supposed to be educating our community, right? And so I pretty much partner with like-minded people. And like she said, I do the financial wellness workshop. We actually do it like once a month. And so we have had like a few people come to the credit union and open up an account. And like she said, a lot of times they are starting over. And so we would sit there with them after they open up the account and teach them like, hey, listen, let's start over with your credit. What is it? How do we get it back to a space that you're comfortable with? Mm-hmm. And so, again, just investing back into the community, letting them know that they can count on us to provide the financial guidance for the future. Yeah,
that's comforting. I don't like this game. I wasn't playing it at first. I was just, enough to where it's like, oh, okay, well, it ain't good and it ain't bad. Mm-hmm. Then I started playing the game, and it was cool. And then last December, unexpected financial situation, had to use the card, and then some other things happened, and so for the first time in my adult life, I got into debt, and it was because I started playing this credit game. I'm out of it now. I mean, it takes you a while to get in. It's going to take you a while to get out. All right. And the way that you have to play the game, like, the 30% usage. That's and right. Don't pay it all off and just all these things, these loops. because it is a game. Like all of this stuff just reminds me of a video game. But once I got out of there and now my score is back to, where it was, I'm like, I'm not playing this game anymore.
Right.
I mean, I'll stay within, what it needs to be to maintain.
Right.
But I don't like this game. I don't like this game because how I got into it, because I don't like owing people. Like, that's my thing. Like, when it comes to business or money, like, I don't like owing you. If I pay you, like, I am giving it to you. I will go without eating, lights off,
Right.
if I owe you before, I won't pay you. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't like owing, and that's why I don't like this game.
Right. And I just want to say to the listeners, if you going through a time, first, definitely contact who you owe and let them know what's going on.
Okay.
Because at Premier America, if you are going through some type of hardship, if you reach out to us, we will see what we can do to
well,
make
y'all
sure, we are.
They treat people like humans.
Absolutely.
You're a person, not a number.
We want
Facts.
to exhaust all options before start hitting your credit. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's number one. The second thing is, please understand that just because your credit score dropped doesn't mean that it cannot go back up.
Right.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
And you're speaking to someone from experience. I was in the 5, okay, but I wanted a mortgage, and nobody was going to tell me that I wasn't going to buy a house in 2021. And so it took me a year to get my credit score above 700, but guess what? It was
it's gonna take
doable.
that.
And I'm so happy, and it has been up ever since.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
just
yeah.
know that it can be done.
It can be done. 700 Club
Definitely
can be done. Listen, y'all, that is our time. Oh my gosh, this was so great. Thank you, Portia. This was awesome.
Thank you.
This was really good. And Keisha and Mercedes, thank you. Wonderful programs. Please tell the people where they can get more information. I'll start with Mercedes.
Yes. Well, yes, it's true. Yes, if you want to learn more about our organization, we're at whamministries.org, and that's a double M in the middle, Wham Ministries, plural there. And I just wanted to put a little plug in. Right now, at the end of the year, it's the most important time of the year for nonprofits and fundraising. We need your support. We actually here at WHAM, West Houston Assistance Ministries, we have a matching challenge going on. We have a generous donors who gave us $50,000. If we can get others to donate to us, and they will match dollar for dollar up to $50,000. Wow. So, and that's only this month of December. So if you're hearing this and you're able to donate, it could be $10, it could be $100, $1,000, whatever you have that you're able to give. We're there, and we'll be helping the community with your help.
Indeed, thank you. And Keisha.
Awesome. Well, you can get in contact. I said B. I'm sorry. You can get in contact with us at www.divine. That's DIVINE.cm.org. O-R-G. That is our website. You can get all the information about the Kings and Queens program as well. We are actually preparing to open up registration for next year. We're looking to expand from 8th grade all the way up to 10th. Hopefully, if all goes well. We do also have a donate and a sponsorship page on our website. If anyone would like to assist, we are working now to get 15 passenger vans in order for us to expand to different schools. And then, of course, next year to come out of the Boys and Girls Club and be able to have our own facility to offer.
Nice. Thank you.
So we're definitely looking forward to that.
And Portia, people, Premier America Credit Union
.com. Premier America.
Premier America.
Yes.
PremierAmerica.com. Log on, find out about the youth savings account and everything that they got going on with the community.
Absolutely. And I just wanted to say that when you come in to open up this youth savings account, it can be for your children, your grandchildren, your nieces, your nephews. Okay. So it's not just your kids.
Right. Well, thank you all so much. Mercedes Santos-Garay, the Chief Development Officer for West Houston Assistance Ministries. Thank you. Keisha Williams, the founder of Divine Connection. Thank you all for coming in. Of course, the branch manager. Her pronouns are she, her. Is Porche Kimble from the Westheimer location of Premier America Credit Union. Thank you all so much sharing your scholarship. This is dope. And we about to go open up a checking account.
All right.
Thank you so
Thank you all
much.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And to everyone listening to the podcast, we'll be back after this.